Shalom, guys. I hope that you're doing well. Welcome in. Welcome back if you are returning back. I just thought I'd jump on this evening before I do what I need to do before I go to bed and check some energy. I was just reading on another platform and some real big stuff was coming out. And something repeated itself after I got off the camera. It came out in a totally different way, but it repeated itself. And somebody knows about somebody's time of death that they lied about. And time's up on something, and the law is involved in some stuff. And so I don't care who's behind the scenes. I don't care what somebody's trying to do. You're getting cut on some nonsense. Okay? You're getting cut on some nonsense. I'm talking to the person who's done some crazy stuff. And somebody had an accident on a matter, and somebody has lied about the time of death on a death certificate of some sort. Somebody guilty, and God said somebody either also was paid off to write down time or something. We had a maladministration today, so somebody guilty for that. It literally repeated itself, and God brought out that somebody's fixing to get cut. And it's funny because the will was coming out, and then the watch came out in the reverse, and God was saying time's up on somebody's nonsense out here. Anyway, somebody knows about somebody's time of death, and either they're fixing to have a communication and God's going to trip them up in their, because God tells us he will overthrow a word of a transgressor. So somebody just thinks they're going to just hide some stuff. Somebody fixes to have an accident in some type of communication. He's going to overthrow them. He's going to allow something that's being investigated to come out about the matter. And you won't be able to escape that, whoever I'm talking to, because God don't lie. And he makes the truth come out. And you choose death, so I guess you'll die in a matter with it. Look, if you're new, my name is Shannon Hensley. I'm glad to have you. And I'm just very intense on this platform because people are dying. They're dying spiritually, which allows them to die naturally in that realm for eternity. And people playing games, and they just think they're just so big and bad, doing crazy things, and they don't realize that at the end of that nonsense, they had fun for a season in their little sinful thing, that God just literally just cut you completely out, and there's no remedy after that, folks. There's no remedy after that. Unfortunately, folks, we're told that only few really is going to make it to the place that we really are trying to go, heaven. Only a few. Please keep your eyes on the Most High, folks. Only 8 people made it last time when the world was wiped out. Only 8. Let us find grace in the eyes of Jehovah. What are you going to bring out here? So it's incredible. The Hermit came out in the reverse in that other reading. And here it is again. Somebody's already analyzed some stuff out here. Because time is up on something. It could, medical person, whoever did whatever with the death certificate. Your whole career is gone now. If somebody paid you off to lie on a death certificate, that's ridiculous. Page of Pentacles is in the reverse on this. So somebody's coming out of their place of solitude to give a message that you're not going to be able to trust. Okay, it's something physical with the Page of Pentacles. It's not good news. Could be dealing with the Virgo, because this is Pentacles, and the Hermit is Virgo energy, where it is something medical attached to something here. This is a judgment. Somebody made a judgment on some communication, either already or somebody's making a judgment to come and communicate about something that's backwards. God said that they're going to have an accident in this communication. They're fixing to trip up on something that they're fixing to say. For whoever I'm picking that up on. 7 of Pentacles. This is about an investment on something. A lot of Pentacles is coming out, and it does want to come out and catch my hands. So 7 of Pentacles is waiting. It's picking from the tree because you know that there's pentacles there, but it's not completely ripe yet. But somebody's digging up here or there when they come available. Somebody's made this about an investment. It's a bad investment. The Hermit's about having wisdom, but in the reverse, somebody has no wisdom to communicate backwards in some type of investment. This could be a single person. There's not the Nine of Pentacles is out here in these 3 cards. This is about having discernment with 9 Pentacles. It's about you doing yourself. 9 of Pentacles in the reverse of its card can represent, I'm going to segregate you and I'm going to use you for your money, your talent and stuff like that. So that's what it is out here. Show me this communication, please. There's a lot coming out on it. The Wheel, and that was also there. Time's up on this. God's gonna make something happen with this communication, and then it's gonna be up. That's it. Okay, it's got consequences to it. The King of Swords is coming out on it, which authority was there. The magnifying glass was there. The justice was there, and then it came out in the cards. There was gonna be justice for a situation. King of Swords is an authority figure. If this is coming from this authority figure, because the Wheel can represent authority as well. We're looking at that page in the reverse. This is a maladministration. Somebody thinks that they're so genius to say something, but if the King of Swords is in the reverse, folks, he's nothing but a pompous nasty. Anyway, the Knight of Wands, they're a player. They're a player. It's going to change something here with that Wheel. Also came out with the 4 of Pentacles. This is greed. Because there's an investment out here, and then the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. There's a lot of money that's illegal out here. There's fraud out here in this reading. Somebody was a disguise on the forgery. Somebody forged something out here. 2 of Swords. 2 of Swords is a confliction, but it's also somebody pretending like I don't even know what's going on. If they do know what's going on. Whoever's in the upright, this King of Swords that's coming out on this communication with this Page of Pentacles, King of Swords going to catch your stupidness. Whoever the authority figure is in the upright's fixing to change something. Somebody's fixing to stumble up real hard on something. Show me the investment here. Or what, somebody waiting on this communication as well. Already come out to... They already got it in their mind. Somebody's premeditated this, and God tells us not to premeditate what we're going to say. Well, I'm going to say this, and if they say that, I'm going to say this. God says that's evil to us to do that, because he tells us just to show up, trust in him. He said, I'll fill your mouth. Somebody's premeditated something out here with the Hermit. That's why they don't have no wisdom. You're destroyed for lack of knowledge, folks. You and I are destroyed for lack of knowledge. In all of our getting, we need to get understanding and wisdom and all that kind of stuff. And somebody don't have it. They're trying to get away with something. Again, the Wheel is the time. Somebody's communicate. It shows exactly what I just said. Communication, backwards communication about a timing of something is here. That's why we always get that clock in the hidden space all the time. But the Most High revealed, whoever I'm picking up on tonight, somebody's died. And somebody knows the truth about what time they died, and they lied about it, and they're fixing to communicate something, and they're going to trip up in it. It's going to come out. Somebody's going to go jail over it. Show me this Hermit. The Magician. So somebody's a little charmer out here and they're trying to get their way. Here's a little pentacle for you. I say a charmer because the pictograph language tells us when the Hermit and the Magician come out together, it represents a charmer. And somebody likes to charm people, but once they get somebody in, they're probably really mean. Okay, because that whip card was in that other reading on that other platform. That somebody's a player out here and they're banking on you or someone to be played. The Knight of Wands is like, you can't resist me. I'm gonna get what I want. And I got a little pentacle here to kind of entice you. And the King of Swords in the reverse is inflated in his own prideful mind. They ain't gonna fix something because they're full of pride. Okay, so this hermit, this also is communication with the magician. They're trying to charm their way and produce something, or they did produce something that was wrong. Magician is a manipulator in the reverse of its energy. It's also physician energy is out here real strong. Secrets. High priestess is also coming out on here. Okay. Somebody's house got cracks all in it, spiritually speaking. These secrets have there's manipulative stuff out here, what somebody has produced, because God said in that other reading that somebody did an evil work and it wasn't judged, which tells me somebody knew about this and they just turned a blind eye to it. And it's set in somebody's heart or people's heart to go do some wickedness on it. But God brought, everything was just like time was up, time was up, time was up, time was up on it. God's revealing it. He's fixing to remove a king, or somebody sets in a position is what he said. These secrets, somebody's father, specifically the word for father is out here, and something about your home or this person's home is not functional. We know whoever's in the negative, it's not functional, is the pictograph language here. So 7 of Wands, this is about being defensive. And there's the death right there. Okay, so the death with the will in this communication, lying about somebody's death time is here. Somebody lied about somebody's death time and somebody knows that information. Now you got people all up in some type of stupid nonsense. God's going to have them in fear. The word fear is out here, but I heard his scripture. He's going to have them in fear. The word beast is out here. Those of you who caught this morning's video, he brought the bestiality nonsense out again. The pictograph for a beast is out here. We're going to read it that way because God specifically said so. And the death house goes back to your genitals and sex. Well, somebody may have seen somebody do that piece of nasty business there, and also know what time of day or night it was, and also know when somebody's spiritual death occurred. That's big stuff. It's big stuff, folks. What's in the hidden space, Shahula? This communication did or is changing somebody's whole course to death, because somebody thinks that there's some big shot to be able to charm somebody and some nonsense to get away with something illegal. Because the justice was all up in the reverse on that reading as well. It's illegal what somebody does. Y'all are leaving the earth. I hope you know that. Every one of y'all are going to die in the end if you won't turn from this matter. Or your matters. Those of you who are caught up in mischievous nonsense. What's in the hidden space, Jehovah? The sun. Something bright is going to come out of this because God's going to kill somebody. We don't care about wicked people. I'm at the point, I've just went through so much nonsense out here. I'm just like, thank you, God, get them out of the way. I don't rejoice for somebody having to die, but that was their choice, folks. Something bright is going to take place. Also, pride, conceit, and ego is in the hidden space. Of course it is, because somebody thinks they can communicate backwards. This is forcing something as well. It's also government. But for those of you in the upright, God's going to change something for you. What else is in the hidden space? A Leo is in the hidden space as well, specifically. Okay. Also, Sagittarius could go back to this energy as well for their meaning of their house. There's money, though, that has been exposed. It's in the hand of that page in the reverse. The 10 of Pentacles is in the reverse. That's large sums of it. This is fraudulent. Somebody did something on a death certificate, fraudulent. God said somebody wrote up a death certificate, said somebody was dead, and they're actually alive. And somebody did something with money with it. How dumb can somebody be? Somebody could have faked their own death as well. And form people, form places can go back to stuff. Something positive is actually happening because God said he was going to give justice on something that's taken place. He's going to overthrow the word of a transgressor out here, folks. It's gonna be positive. What else is in the hidden space? The two-faced mask is coming off. It came out in the reverse. That was also after I got done with that initial reading, and it repeated in different way. This mask was there, and then other stuff was there as well. But anyway, that came out in the reverse, meaning somebody's mask is coming off. It's probably been forced off, or somebody's trying to. God's going to force it off. God's going to force it off somebody's communication. Also, there's the bear. It keeps coming out. So all kinds of stuff with the bear. Your parents could be involved in something. A business could be out here with the bear. A jealous person could be out here overbearing. You talk about overbearing, then somebody's been overbearing here. We had Russia come out with the bear itself in wording as well the other day. So we got government out here big time. Okay? And somebody's mask is coming off, but they're in the hidden space. They're in the hidden space. Mean. Like I said, this word charmer goes to somebody who likes to charm somebody. They like to get them all corralled in. And then when they get people corralled in, they freaking mean. The letter Q is in the hidden space. Person, place, or thing. First, middle, last name. Is it the mayor? What are you going to bring out, Yehovah? Only you could tell it. Thank you. Oh my God, in that reading, this is a totally different card. So I'm sitting there reading, and I know that those of you who follow the platform, you see the hand of the Most High. I just yield to him. And there's just absolutely no way things take place on this platform without it being the hand of Yehovah. He gives me chills. But in that reading, the cross was there, and that lady card that's always on this platform was looking at the more hidden stuff. She was there, and the cross was there. And then I picked up the whole basket just to show the audience, because I was like, oh my gosh, because it found my hands, and it was like a false church. So this is what I'm picking out of when I am picking cards that are just homemade. And now out of this deck, because I began to talk about the preacher's wife that always comes out, because that cross was there, and it had something to do with the fake. The preacher was at the bottom of the deck, and something else came out. The church sanctuary came out in that reading, and the preacher was there, and the cross was there. Now in this deck, we have an exposed false church coming out. Something positive about this, because they don't have a right to get up on their platform and put their little masks on. It's being ripped off by force out here in something. God said their time was up on this stupid nonsense. If they think they're going to come back and charm again, this is the last time. God's going to make you, force you, open your mouth, and trip you the crap up on some crap. You don't have a right to be stupid and say hallelujah, and you are false. It's a whole freaking church. We know it. So a protection energy. Well, somebody's forceful out here. They're going to get forceful. God's going to get forceful. God's going to get forceful on somebody. This King of Swords, God ain't afraid of you, King of Swords. Whoever the backwards authority freaks are. God ain't afraid of you. Neither are we. This thing is so freaking big. There's the judgment on it is like, my gosh. It says, even a child is known by his doing, whether his work be pure and whether it be right. God keeps bringing this out. You know, folks, if somebody's upright or not, somebody playing sensual games with you and trying to charm you to do some scrap that you know is wrong. God. It says that he who has this is incredible, because this card never came out, but I quoted it just a minute ago. Now it comes out. It says, he who strays through lust seeks pretext. So again, that's exactly what's going on out here. There's a little charmer out here trying to lay down a new foundation, and they're doing it by lustful nonsense out here. And they're seeking to cloak themselves. Again, but The Hermit's in the reverse, and so the Hermit can represent a disguise, but it's in the reverse. God's showing us he's going to allow somebody who's trying to do some crap out here. They ain't really cloaked because time's up on some stuff. In the hidden space, this person's been exposed. God's just going to wait for you, because you will take the bait. He's going to force you to. He's going to put a hook in the person's jaw and yank him up. The fish was there in that reading. The boat came out, and then the word drowning came out. You're drowning in the flood, man. It's fire this time. He who has strayed through lust seeks pretext, a cloaking, a cover, a disguise. A fool has no delight in understanding, but that his heart just goes to discover itself. You go right on ahead. You discover you're wicked out here. Even a child's known by his work, whether it's pure or not. Oh my gosh, the energy today. It says, before destruction, the heart of a man is haughty, and before honor is humility. Up to us all day long. It says there's a way that seems right unto man, but guess what happens? It says, but the end thereof is death. The death card's out here. Somebody thinks it's right to come and have this backwards communication. It's going to change everything, even to somebody's death. It's called destruction out here for wearing a mask. Okay, this keeps Indian connection. You're Indian, somebody Indian is connected to it. Also is a road. It's a dirt road called Indian Road. Okay? The Most High was very specific when I turned the camera off, because I was like, this came out again. Come out 3 times tonight. Here it is again at the bottom of this deck. Okay? That's personal. But anyway, if you are just Indian or you have an Indian connection, whether that's upright or not for you, it's here. It's very important today. A movie star, somebody's just acting out here. That also came out in that reading. Somebody's just a little actor. They wear a mask. It's coming. It's being forced off. Being forced off the person. So it says that you need to have talk to with your kids, because it's important, folks. If somebody's around your kids, playing your kids. It could be your ex, because the ex came out in warding. The King of Swords is underneath this little page of Pentacles in the reverse. So those of you who've got connections with authority and your children are involved in something, or an authority figure is around your child and somebody's backwards in some crap. Okay? So those of you have kids, just talk to them. Something about you are loved and you just need to trust. Okay? If you're upright, you are loved. If you fell down, but you're speaking the truth in your heart and you're going to do what's right, you're loved by God. There is no condemnation for those who are in the Mashiach, the Christ. And if you have made things right with the Most High and you've got him in your heart, regardless what you and I have done, if you're going to turn, confess it to God and turn from that, God says you and I find mercy. Somebody needs to trust. It's because somebody's jealous of your love. They're just ate up with some crap. And somebody's put a wedge somewhere and plays stupidness. And God's fixing to kill this energy, kill these people doing this crap. They're nothing but karmic piece of beast out here. Whoever this is today, entirely. You just need to trust you are loved. Okay? There's the nuclear bomb. It came out with the bear, and then the word Russia was there. We hear, folks, it's going to happen for the wicked. The wicked's eyes are going to sink in their skull, like God tells us, and their tongue's just going to be dissolved in their mouth. That's nuclear war stuff that is going to take place, and you and I could never stop it. It's been prophesied. The only way we can redeem the time, God tells us how to redeem the time, by doing righteousness. But there ain't no way out of anybody escaping anything unless righteousness is inside of you and I. He says your money won't save you in the day of battle. Your righteousness does. Somebody else think they're too big for their britches because they're a lost cause. They've already crossed the line, even sexually, somewhere with God, and they've already seared themselves out here. What else you want to bring out, Yehovah? So there is something to do with water. Specifically, it says a river, but if you live by a body of water, you can take it for that. And this is the word fear is on this card, and also throwing the finger to show a direction, how to walk or to live. And you and I are obligated, if you are in righteousness, to do that. But somebody in that reading knew that they should have put their finger in something that was worked on, that was wrong. And they just turned the blind eye, and now something very evil has come out of something because somebody didn't put a quick judgment on a matter. Okay? But God's going to have your enemy in fear as well. This goes back to a river and throwing something. You could be a sports player of some sort. Behind closed doors is also here. With the doors open because the mask is coming off of something. Somebody just acts, if nothing else, or you are a movie star, or some movie star is involved in something. What else you want to bring out here, Jehovah? Thank you, Jehovah, for putting the sickle in on your enemies. Trapped. Okay. Well, God's going to trap this person up for doing some nonsense to collective energy out here. They're going to be trapped. Okay? They're stuck. There's no options. They have unforgiveness in their heart. You're out. Because somebody has crossed the line. Okay? It says that somebody's in a silent treatment, left out. Now, we had the isolation card that also came out. But anyway, that hermit, I could read the hermit in the reverse as being real isolated that way as well. But again, somebody has used somebody. Somebody plays games out here. Okay, they did some nasty behind closed doors on some nonsense. They're involved in some church out here. They're false. They're exposed. It's all in the hidden space. They've done some crap with money, and they're going to go to jail. You're trapped. If I'm talking to you right now, you're trapped. And every person involved in it, you're trapped. You will never escape God's trap. So we're going to be able to rest in some victory here. Yeah, it's all in the hidden space. It's in the hidden space, folks. This came out in that reading. I found my hands again. A sneaky phone call or a post and deceptive work is exposed. Somebody knows about it. So if you did something on a post and you thought you were being sneaky and a little charmer on something, because somebody was also married in that reading, people know about it. Look what found my hands, a Virgo. It is out here. Something with that hermit real big tonight. It says somebody is willing to help in a situation. If you're upright, thank you for doing that. Those of you who are upright and it's in your power, may God bless you. The last card says, I'm not looking on the outside anymore. I'm looking from within. I love your heart and it's attractive to me. Okay, well, somebody used to be superficial, then so be it. Then they were. And if they're being genuine in that, you got to say something and confess something, then fine. You just need to trust you are loved. Let God work some stuff out for you and be blessed. We don't want no fake people anymore, folks. And all my brothers and sisters and upright people in the kingdom, let's make a pact right now. We ain't putting up with it. No tolerance for wearing masks and playing little games. No tolerance. As soon as you and I see something that's not right, we speak up. They don't like it, they get mad. I guess they do. God tells us, he gives us instruction on what to do. Otherwise, real wicked crap comes out of it. In that moment of pressure to have to just do it anyway, we either live before God or we don't, folks. We have to deal with the pressure. It's called a judgment on wickedness. No tolerance for it. No more. People are dying because the Most High says in the scripture not to envy an evil person. And a lot of these evil people, they're on stages as movie stars and singers and stuff like that. And they've sold their soul away and all that kind of stuff. And we're not to have anything to do with that. We're to leave evil stuff. You just say what else about it, what God says about it, and then leave. People's going to stand there in a choice after that. They either going to make the correct choice or they're going to die in the end of something. But you and I are going to keep our hands clear out of stuff. These people trap their own selves up. And if you were involved in this and you're out of it, God's going to make a way for you where there seems to be no way. Just stay in the truth and find the mercy, okay? So there is progress out here. There could be military involved in some stuff as well. This is also a bad luck rune for the negative side of things. Hold on, I don't know that I can read this or even find the book. It has another meaning to it, and I don't see the book to it, but it is a progress. It's the letter U. It's written like an N. I don't know if you can see it. Could be from the UN, Foreign People, Foreign Places is out here. We have India energy or Indian energy of any kind with the wheel coming out with that. Again, we have this is about a protection, and you have the word protection. God's got you protected if you're doing the right thing. His arm is out here. That's the yod. It also has a mean of making a throw, and we had it come out on this other card that says throw and pointing a finger as well. So something with that. Somebody's arm is involved in something, or their position somewhere. But anyway, if you're not in the upright, there's a bad karma, bad luck. Just, there's no favor with God there. You're his enemy. But there is progress, and those of you who are getting the sun, then God's going to do something really great for the people that are in the true kingdom. Okay? All right, I just wanted to turn on the camera real quick after that profound reading and see what was going on. So I hope to be on in the morning. Until next time, folks, shalom.